Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Jay Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're thrilled to have Pam Barnes, the CEO of Marketing Navii. Pam brings a fresh perspective from discovering her passion for marketing at age 30 to founding Marketing Navii, a digital marketing agency out of Alabama that helps businesses navigate online growth through services like web design, branding, and lead generation. She's also the visionary behind Go Getter Gals, a networking group empowering women in the Wiregrass area with the mission of growth through connection. Pam's here to share how she's revolutionizing marketing for small businesses and building a community-driven venture. We'll explore her founding story, how her business empowers clients, and her vision for scaling this mission-driven agency. So let's dive right in. Pam, welcome to Founders Future.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very excited to have you on and talk a bit more about what you're doing. So for our listeners here, Pam, let's start at the very top. Take us back to the beginning here. What specific problem in the marketing or small business landscape really inspired you to start Marketing Navii?
I started a nonprofit actually, and you could probably, anybody that's been a nonprofit will know that there's a lot to do and not enough people to do it. So I learned everything on my own. I taught myself everything that I know. And the challenges that I had was just figuring out what they needed and how I could help them do that when I didn't know anything in the beginning. So yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So obviously teaching everything to yourself is not an easy task. So just kudos to you for being able to be where you are and doing so much with that knowledge. So walk us through, Pam, how Marketing Navii's offer has evolved thus far from what you're providing to who you're serving. How's that changed since you first started?
The mission's never changed, which I think is why Marketing Navii has been so successful. Navii, everybody calls it differently.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's been so successful is because we meet people where they are. We navigate you through your marketing by meeting you where you're at and helping you with your challenges, because that's how it completely started with a nonprofit, because everybody had different challenges that they needed to navigate through, and that's what we do. So that part in itself has not changed. What originally started as personal relations and sales has developed into web design, development, CRM management, so customer relationship management systems, helping them with lead generating, all the fun stuff when it comes to less of person-to-person sales, more online lead generating, which has been a super fun experience. I'm actually currently learning coding because I never stop learning. That is the hugest and most important thing with entrepreneurship and business owners is you have to continue learning, which I know we all know this. So that's what I'm doing currently, which is great. We have a team, and that is something, it was just me for the first 4 years. We're going on year 6. And then also, what's changing now compared to what it was before is growth through collaboration. And we're partnering with another local marketing agency and learning so much more and being able to help so many more people, which is definitely a blessing.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I love that. And it's clear as day that your passion really lies here. So truly appreciate having you on and being able to talk a bit more about it. I know many of our listeners are definitely going to appreciate that and definitely check you out after the podcast is released. So talk to us a little bit here about your mindset around some misconceptions that are often brought up about the digital marketing industry, especially around its value to small businesses or its complexity, something there that you'd like to address.
The biggest misconception with small businesses and online marketing, just marketing in general, is that they feel like they have to do it themselves and they have to do it all. And there are so many options out there to help you be able to do more where you don't have to do it by yourself. On top of the fact that you don't have to do it all. Not everything out there is going to be the best for you. Because as people that are listening to this and you yourself, marketing is such a broad aspect. Marketing is how you get your name out there, right? with that being said, I'm having to re-educate all of my clients on, okay, not everything works for you and will work for you because you're not willing to do it, for one. And for two, you don't have to do it all by yourself. There are interns that want to do this, that are graduating from college, that want the experience because people don't want to hire them without the experience. Hence, you have to do it, right? And they don't think about stuff like that, and they don't know how to get those interns to help them with those things. So as Marketing Navii, again, we help businesses where they are, and depending on whatever challenges they are, we've done consulting, we've helped people get interns, we have done, of course, any of the marketing aspects that you can think of. I've done it all. So it just depends on, again, what they're needing. And the biggest misconception is that they can't do it because they can't do it all, and they don't have to do it all, nor do they have to do it by themselves.
Absolutely. I love it. So on that same front, I know you just touched on it a bit here. So I would love to get into the nuts and bolts. I know many of our listeners would want to hear potential clients of yours listening in here. So walk us through a bit. I know you mentioned web design, development, CRM development, lead generation. That's really how you're generating revenue with Marketing Navii right now. What's working best for you, Pam, as far as acquisition goes? So what channels are you utilizing? Are you utilizing ads, really organic, referrals? What's working best for bringing in new clients?
Actually, it's all organic.
Wow.
It's all organic. I have done ads in the past, and I love ads. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love them. And I've hired a genius when it comes to ads, but that's not my expertise. What my expertise is helping people figure out their value in the world and help them market that value. So we go back to the branding, right? You really want to get such a solid brand, and then you can organically get so many leads off of social media, person to person contact. People don't really think about, again, I was one of those people when I say this, you don't really think about everything is your brand. Like everything, how you communicate about yourself, how you wear, like what you wear and how you present yourself into the world. If you're not comfortable talking about what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to sell anything, because people aren't going to believe in you because you don't even believe in yourself. So that right there, I feel, is like the main thing you need to focus on, because once you get that down and then you get your brand down and who you are, what you represent, what makes you different, there's nothing that you can't do when it comes to organic growth, because you're going to be showing up in these videos and showing up in the world, and people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she knows what she's talking about. It's duh. Or he knows what he's talking about. But yeah, of course, because you live, breathe the brand. You are the brand. And for people that, and again, I'm talking about multi-million-dollar companies too, they forget they are the brand. Every single person they hire is the brand. So you've got to have that brand completely solid in order for you to be able to grow. And again, it's organic. People love that stuff, the authenticity of it. They absolutely love it. And of course, if you have passion, which almost every single business owner does, you're going to be able to relate to other people with that passion, and the sales are just going to come in. It takes time to build a brand, don't get me wrong. But once you build a solid brand, you're never going to be forgotten. So yeah, organic for sure.
And I absolutely feel your passion through this call. I'm absolutely loving every bit of it. I do have so many founders on the podcast that I speak to, and many of them do see success with having full organic. But I do hear from them that there's friction with scaling at that with that kind of model. Is that something that you think about as far as scaling Marketing Navii to where you wanted to get it to? How does that play out in your head?
So we have several different plans of what we're wanting to do. Yes, I do agree with that. I think right now I'm working with so many small business owners. I'm in the beginning stages of just building a business and a solid foundation. But once you get the business and the solid foundation, the scaling part, of course, lead generation is huge, right? You want to make sure that you are putting yourself out there in so many different aspects. I'm so sorry, so many different aspects, that one of the things we do, again, the CRM management. So we create funnels that people opt into. I'm so, goodness gracious. It never stops going off.
Oh, I can imagine. That's the life of a busy entrepreneur. So no worries.
So basically, let's see, where was I at? I was at
We were just
okay.
talking about as far as scaling, and you're talking about the lead generation, your CRMs, building funnels.
Yes, CRM management systems are the gateway to growth because of the fact that you can literally touch with your customers in so many different ways and automations where you don't even have to reach out to them. You can set up automations when it comes to if they come out to you, like they reach out to you, you can set an automation, hey, would you like to schedule an appointment? And then they schedule an appointment. It's all organic and or not organic. It's all the system doing it for you, and you don't have to do that. It takes a lot of weight off of you. Another thing that we have created, because this is just how my brain works, I have to provide a service before I ever ask for any money. That's just how my brain works. That's how my business model has always worked because I started a nonprofit. You give and then you get. So with me, I do a free resource, like a lot of people do free classes and stuff like that. That's great, but you have to have a funnel that they opt into, that they keep getting touch points after, whatever it's the class, whether it's an in-person kind of class. I do in-person classes because that's just me. If you do online, it's great and wonderful. But if you're trying to tap into a newer community, because I just moved here in the Wirecrafts community a year ago, and already now most everybody knows my name. It took me a year. But the fact of the matter is those in-person classes are very personal to the person, not just you, to the person, because they're seeing the person in front of them. They're feeling the passion. You know how it is when you go into a conference or you go to a conference and you just feel it. It's just, oh my gosh, this is amazing. People love that because, again, life is crazy. When you do that, then provide at the end of the course a free resource that they can do that does all kinds of different touch points throughout. I've got one for web design that's 6 months long. So after I talk to them, they are getting 6 months of content where I am reaching out to them twice a month in a text message and an email, actually a little bit more than that, but vice versa, one email and then one text message every 2 weeks kind of thing. And it's all educational because the thing is they're not going to be able to do it all. There's just no way. And if anybody's dove into web design or search engine optimization or even web development, it is massive, just like marketing. It's a huge beast. There's so many different aspects to it. There's no way a business owner can do it all unless that is exactly what they're doing. And that is only the only thing they are doing, kind of thing. The lead generating is really important, but you can create different lead generating things that are helpful to the viewer to where they're going to see you as the resource for 6, 8 months later. And then after that funnel's done, then you're going to want to see if they want to go into another one. Don't just create one. I have one for social media and I have one for web design, and I'm building one hopefully this year, as long as things slow down enough where I can do it. They are going to be doing CRM management. So I'm going to have like videos of how to manage their CRM where they can utilize it the way that they need to, because they cannot utilize the entire CRM by themselves unless that's what they're doing. Because as CRMs, they have so many different aspects to it. So again, in any business that you're looking at and what service you are providing, there are so many different things that you can do and talk about to advertise what you do to keep them in the funnel. You have to keep them in the funnel or you lose them.
Or you're losing. No, I mean, that definitely makes sense. So help us understand a bit. I know that you mentioned earlier that you were doing this on your own for 4 years. Now you have a bit of a team under you. Do you also have a sales team there that's helping you out, or is your team more along like the marketing side of things for Marketing Navii? How does that look as far as your team goes?
We have one person that's focusing on sales, and then me, I'm both. I'm sales and I am back end work, management work, because I love it. I absolutely love getting in front of people and educating people. It's my passion. I think if I stopped, then the business just would not do, I would lose my passion, and I cannot lose my passion. But I do have people to answer your question. I do have people to help me with all of that. The sales is slowing down a little bit because we have so much that it's now a hiring because growing pains, right? The person I hired, one of the new people I hired, their books are completely full pretty much. They can only take on one more client. It's okay. So now we got to hire more and more kind of thing. So it's just one of those, you've got to grow your team. And also in doing that and how that looks, it's a slow growth. You can do it pretty fast if you want to, but that's just not how my model works. My model is I'm helping the people that I bring in, I'm helping them grow too. So it's like a two-step process. And once they are where they want to be in financial stability, then the growth starts. And then
Yes.
I start bringing in more stuff for them to do because there's, again, we do everything,
Yeah.
right? So I don't let them fill up to the point where they can't handle any growth. That is like mandatory for me because, again, I'm learning coding right now. You never stop growing, kind of thing.
That-
So it ebbs and flows as it
It
ebbs and
does.
flows with
Yes.
sales. And sometimes I have to cut some sales and I have to add more higher. And then
That's
sometimes
the
it's like,
beauty of business.
higher, and then I need to up on sales. So right now we're doing a little vice versa, where we're
Okay.
doing more hiring than we are sales currently because we have more sales than we can.
That's that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. So on that front, talk to me about the a bottleneck side because it does sound like now it's really more of you need more, right? So can you lead a bottleneck to being lead generation, converting those leads into clients, delivering services with your current capacity as a team? What can you point to on that front for a bottleneck?
Collaboration, really and truly collaboration. So once the bottlenecks start developing, start building partnerships outside of yourself because again, you don't have to do it all. With whatever service you are providing, there may be a service that you're doing currently that you're not 100% passionate about. You can partner with somebody to help you do that one, and then you can get revenue off of them and you don't have to do the work. You know what I mean? That is what we are doing currently right now. And again, we're partnering with a marketing agency here to do that because two heads are better than one, six heads are better than 20, or better than two, and then 20 heads are better than 10. So with that being said, we are collaborating and creating a whole nother market. And with that being said, so many more doors have been opening up, and we're adding more services that we didn't even think about adding because just the collaboration of me and the other CEO talking, we're like, oh my gosh, I never would have really thought that we can combine these two things. And then we don't have to hire this one person to do these things over here. We can hire one to do it over here, and then they can combine. So then you're not having as many hours and you're not paying for it. You're saving money.
Ultimately.
And you're saving hours, which if you're saving hours, you're saving money. So that's what our model is. Of course, we're hiring still, and we're collaborating to grow and help with some of those bottlenecks because there are some things that we do that is not 100% our absolute favorite things to do. And
Makes
there are
sense.
people out there that can do them so much better than us. And so we're collaborating to make it work. Now it's still in-house. Like I do not outsource outside of the US. That's just one of my things I do not do. And it's all within our community too.
Beautiful.
I'm not doing people that are in California and people that are associating in our community. I'm hiring people to help me in those communities. So then that way, if they have any challenges, they have an office they can go visit. And the customer, if they have a challenge, they have somebody they can go because it always goes back to the customer, right? You have to make sure that you have such a solid customer relationship and customer relationship system so you can keep getting the leads and you don't lose. And then there's bottlenecks there. And that's not a bottleneck you need because then you lose a whole lot of business and it's just your business goes under kind of thing. I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it did. And I truly appreciate that. And then the insight there. I love how your mind works and how it's spinning. And it's just, it's clear as day that it's just spewing with how much passion and intelligence you have for the space. So, with that in mind, I would love to see where your head is as far as the next 6 to 12 months for growing Marketing Navii. Where are you laser focused on for that growth? Are there any specific revenue goals that you want to hit or aiming for? Or what is the real goal there for you this year?
My goal is to grow my team and the collaborations team by 10 in 6 months is my goal. And then, which we're close. We're so close. We're so close. And then for revenue, I don't really have one. I know that sounds funny. Like I have, yeah, I'm not going to answer that one yet because I'm still thinking I don't see things as dollar amounts. I see them more as, how do I say this without sounding like
You see it in the value that you're adding.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So go getter gals is the
Mhm.
value in what you're pouring into other people. And seeing their successes. So that, again, of course we got to pay our bills and we need to have income coming in, and it's increasing, which it has been. And this year dramatically, thank goodness.
Amazing.
But what I see is the people. I see the people that come into this. See, I'm gonna start crying. And the people that come into the business, that grow from the business, and the people, the customers that come in, and I see their growth. That's what I see. That's what drives me. And of course, the dollar signs going up and the scale going this way, of course. But I didn't forgot your question. I got a little.
No, you're good. That was you answered it. You answered it right on the money. That was perfect there. It was just what you're focused on for the year and growing your team, and obviously not having anything specific number wise, but it's always good to have your sights set on growth and seeing that number go. And obviously you're seeing that success now. So it's incredible. And obviously, you know, how passionate you are and how much feeling you have for your clients and your customers and who you work with, that it just goes to show why you're seeing that type of success. So amazing there. So let's get a little hypothetical here, Pam. Let's bring a genie into the room and snap our fingers. And now you have unlimited resources. What is something that you would be implementing immediately into Marketing Navii for its growth?
More interns, more education. That's most definitely what I would do. Self-development growth too, because people cannot grow financially without growing themselves to into that worth. You must be before you can have, right? I know anybody that's listened to anybody with motivation, they all say that you must be before you can have. So I want to train that into everyone that comes into Marketing Navii, to help them be what they want to be so they can have what they want to have.
Incredible. Absolutely love it. I love it. So on that same front there, with the way that you're looking at things and how you see everything in front of you, what do you picture the digital marketing industry as a whole in its evolution in the coming years? So how do you see that happening and panning out? And what are you doing to position yourself to be at the forefront of that evolution?
One thing that we do that I didn't talk about is social media, content creation, blogging is another one. And that's going to get replaced with AI. It already is, right? But eventually it's going to be so good that the clients can do it themselves, right? So that's one thing that we're looking into. We're looking into adding some more AI capabilities with our business. We've got a few. We're looking into add some more because there are so many different things that you can do with AI. Communicating, I don't know if you know this or not, which you probably do if you're anything in electronics, and I've seen your research and you've impressed me.
Yeah.
Basically, the AI can teach you so many different things about individuals and about the business in general. And it's getting to where it's not there yet, but it's getting to where it can build websites and it can do codes and it can do all of this stuff. So really, I think what's going to happen is a lot of the marketing people are going to be more AI and understanding AI and helping people utilize the AI to be able to grow their business versus actually building the content and building. Hopefully people are still building websites because that code's a mess, but it's going to look a lot different. And I'm curious to see how this no-click stuff is going to go with Google. That one's got me really interested because I don't know if you know, this is like a little cheat code. So anybody watching this, you can chat with the Chat GPT and the Gemini to get them to see your business as an expert. Like people don't know that. So like you can do that. And then of course there's AI bots that help you do that. And there's so much out there, goodness gracious. But that's what we're looking into, is to see it more from an AI perspective and how to manipulate the AI and manipulate some of these systems to help you get higher up in the rankings, because there's a lot of people saying search engine optimization is dead. And I don't believe that. It's just changing, but it's not dead.
Yeah.
There's so many different search engine optimization. I could talk about it for years. I spent 2 years of my life in search engine optimization.
There's so much to learn, so I don't blame you. There's so much in SEO. It's incredible.
It's incredible. And then now there's Google Guaranteed now.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother spectrum. And if you're noticing when you're searching different things, you've got like the chat, right? The no click, and it pulls a service up. And then it has the guaranteed. And then it has the local to you SEO. So like you can see, it's like doing so many different things. I'm wondering which one's going to trump the other, to be honest, because that's a lot. If you think about it in the full scheme of things, like what is Google doing kind of thing. So I really, one thing that I want to do this year to go back to a question that you said before is we're going to be attending a lot more conferences this year with Google and AI to figure out what is happening and collaborate with some more of those businesses to help us stay on top of it. Because if you're not working in AI, you're pretty much going to be struggling in the next 2 to 3 years. Actually, I would say probably 6 months to 2 to 3 years because they're doing so much.
It's happening fast.
Yeah,
It
that.
truly, it truly is happening fast. Yeah, with everyone that I have on the show every day, that's the hot topic, right? Everybody's talking about AI, implementing AI, and it truly is such a game changer for businesses to be able to get on that wave, really utilize it for the benefits. So many people are so scared that it's going to take jobs, but it's really not possible to take jobs. You have to learn how to use it, really implement it to what you're doing on your day to day, and it just makes things so much more efficient. It makes me super grateful to have so many founders and entrepreneurs and business owners really embracing it instead of being so scared of it as how it was when it first came out.
Oh, yeah. I was one of the late bloomers with AI because
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, I like challenges, and AI
Okay.
makes it so much easier.
It does. It does.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it does. And for again, 2 years on search engine optimization, like blood, sweat, and a lot of tears, because
Yes.
I taught myself everything I know in the hard way, the very hard way.
Yes.
Because I wanted to learn it all. Like I wanted to hit every challenge. I wanted to evaluate everything that came my way that messed with my search engine optimization and figured it out. And it's changing. Gosh, it's changing so much. So with that being said, with the AI, yeah, we're fully on board now because there's no way you can't be. And it's not going to cut jobs out. It's going to cut certain jobs out, but it's going to add so many others because again, there's marketing, right? And there's different aspects of marketing. There's print, there's websites, there's graphic design, there's branding. That is two different things. That is not the same. They coincide together, but they're different. And then with AI, you've got your people that are doing the different codings. It's insane. It's insane the different jobs that you can do with AI. Yeah, no, it's just going to be different is all.
Incredible. I couldn't agree more. I'm fully on the AI train, so I'm right there with you. With that, I want to transition us into wrap it up this show here. It's gone so quick, and I truly do appreciate having you on, Pam. So I want to go into a bit of a lightning round here, just a couple of questions for our listeners, just to see a little bit more into what you're thinking and doing. So the first one is really what's a tool or a resource that you're utilizing right now? Maybe it's a networking strategy or a marketing technique, but what's something that's just been a game changer for Marketing Navii to this point?
Chambers, local networking chambers. I cannot stress that enough. Becoming an ambassador with a chamber and going into every ribbon cutting you can possibly think of. It's tedious, but it's worth it because you meet so many different people. Another one is Opus Clips.
Ooh,
Flippin' love that program. I
so
love
cool.
it so much. It's the best $15 a month I have ever spent. That
Yeah,
thing is amazing.
it is such a cool software. I love Opus Clips as well. It's such a game changer and saves
Oh,
so much time.
and YouTube likes it.
Yes.
YouTube likes it. So if you're wanting to do YouTube, you need to do Opus Clips.
Yeah.
Like,
It's really clean content, right? And it ranks everything the best high quality that you can absolutely have and push it out there. I love it. I absolutely love that.
yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. With that, yeah, no, you go, please.
Yeah.
So, well, I wanted to just finish off with one question for our listeners, Pam. Again, everything that you've said so far is super insightful. So I know to finish off here, it's going to be even more insightful. But that's just what's a piece of advice that you can give to our listeners right now, other founders, entrepreneurs, business owners who are either just starting off or in the middle of it, just like you are. What's something that you can offer them before we wrap up?
Everything I've already said, continue learning.
Yes.
Think about the people, be the brand, hire people that are the brand. Hiring people that are not like you is very beneficial, but they have to believe in the same brand. If they don't, it's not going to work. 100%. It's every time. It's so frustrating. But yeah, continue learning. I can't stress that enough.
And I could not agree more. With that right there, that is going to wrap up another inspiring episode here of Founders Future. Pam, just want to thank you again. An incredible journey so far. Absolutely love that the passion and the energy that you brought into the episode today. So I can't thank you enough for joining us here. To our listeners, if you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also find more resources and insights at closers.io, where we're dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth through trained appointment setters and world-class marketing systems. Until then, keep climbing, and we'll see you on the next one.